For decades, being a Republican meant believing in conservative ideas like limited government, free markets, and American exceptionalism.
America is freedom. Freedom of speech. Freedom of religion.
I'm a proud member of my party, but I'm more than that. I'm an American.
Even though Trump has pursued things that make him seem like an old-school Republican, like tax cuts and entitlement reform, he continues to surround himself with advisors who want to tear down the old GOP establishment. So, what does it mean to be a Republican in the age of Trump? And is Trumpism just a phase, or could it be the beginning of a major realignment in American politics? To understand the changes taking place in the Republican Party now, it helps to go back to the last time the party went through a major transformation. The first half of the 20th century, the GOP was more ideologically diverse than it is today. The party had many conservatives, but it also had liberal Republicans who supported things like Social Security, infrastructure spending, and civil rights. It was Eisenhower, a Republican, who forcibly desegregated schools in the South. But in 1964, Arizona Senator Barry Goldwater shocked the political world when he won the Republican nomination by running on an unabashedly conservative platform. If you listen to his acceptance speech now, the rhetoric will feel familiar.
Rather than useful jobs in our country, our people have been offered bureaucratic make-work. Rather than moral leadership, they have been given bread and circuses.
At the time, Goldwater was widely seen as a radical. His victory in the Republican presidential primaries was so controversial that Nelson Rockefeller, a moderate, stood up during the convention and gave a blistering speech denouncing Goldwater and his fellow conservatives.
These are people who have nothing in common with Americanism. The Republican Party must repudiate these people.
But Goldwater's brand of politics prevailed. His book, The Conscience of a Conservative, was a bestseller in the 1960s and influenced a whole generation of Republican leadership, from Ronald Reagan to George W. Bush to Ted Cruz. Goldwater's conservative movement ended up dominating Republican politics for 50 years. Could Trumpism dominate the next 50? So far, the GOP's old guard is entrenched enough that the Trump administration is still pursuing some of its conservative policies, from cutting the corporate tax rate to repealing Obamacare. But the old guard could eventually be replaced as a new generation of mini-Trumps, people in the mold of Steve Bannon and Stephen Miller, rise to positions of prominence in government and media. Some high-profile conservative pundits like Tucker Carlson are already remaking themselves in the image of Trump.
It's been pretty obvious for a while now that the Trump-Russia story is essentially bogus. So why are the other news channels still behaving like the stupid little conspiracy tale is the moral equivalent of the Nuremberg trials?
For now, the main issue they face is that their ideology isn't quite as clear-cut as conservatism. They don't have a best-selling pamphlet to inspire a new generation like Goldwater's. But there is a coherent philosophy that's starting to be built around Trumpism. The Trumpist Republicans want the GOP to be a more populist party. They believe in economic nationalism, meaning America should withdraw from the world stage and put up trade barriers. They oppose Paul Ryan-style fiscal conservatism and condemn costly military interventions like Bush's invasion of Iraq. Many on the left and right want to write off Trump as an anomaly in American politics, and to be fair, it's hard to argue that he's really governed like a populist nationalist so far. But political revolutions take time. In 1964, Goldwater got destroyed, winning only a few southern states. But in the decades that followed, Republicans built on Goldwater's vision. In 1980, Ronald Reagan beat Jimmy Carter by using Goldwater's playbook, and governed based on many of his principles. As we head toward the 2018 midterms, we'll get an early clue if Trumpism is here to stay. Will Republicans run on Trump's America First platform, or return to the conservatism of Goldwater, Reagan, and Bush? This is Unprecedented, a weekly series where Atlantic writers explore what's happening in this new era of American politics. Let us know what topic you want us to tackle next. I'm McKay Coppins. Thanks for watching.